Record.
Okay, you ready? You hit
Yep.
record?
Yep.
All right, we're about to go live here. Okay, going live on my page. We're public. We're counting down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're connected. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hello, everyone. So welcome. My name is Carlos Martinez, coming to you live from my home in Chicago. I hope wherever you're at, wherever you're seeing this, that you are having an amazing, amazing evening with your family, or if you're on the other side of the world, amazing morning. So here's the thing, folks. Are you tired of struggling in life? You know, maybe you just been working hard, and no matter what you do, you just still just cannot get ahead, okay? You're still struggling check to check, or whatever it is. You're just trying to be successful in it, and whatever it is that you're trying to be successful. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to do that. But before we get into that, I'm here with my amazing friend and mentor, Ron Deering. What's up, Ron? How are you?
Good afternoon, Carlos. How are you doing? Or good evening.
Good evening. I know I'm doing outstanding. Thank you much for asking. So, you know, Ron's coming to us from the great state of Idaho. So right now it's a little bit after 8 p.m. in Chicago. It's about a little bit after 6 p.m. where he's at. So he's getting ready, you know, been working hard, working with the team. And, you know, he's like, Carlos, I am pooped, you know, let's get this thing done because I am ready to go relax. So, but he's an amazing servant leader. He is my mentor, someone that's near and dear to my heart. I've known Ron for about 3 years now. And you know what, whatever he tells me to do, I just follow, you know, but he just has an awesome heart for helping people. And I just see it. I see it every single day. You know, it's like, you know, like Jesus said in the Bible, right? He sees the sheep without a shepherd, and he comes in and that's why he works tirelessly in helping people out. And that's, you know, that's why I'm so blessed to know him and call him my brother in Christ. And, you know, just love the fact that, you know, whenever I need to talk to him, he's there for me. He listens to me. Hey, Carlos, how can I help you out? You know, let's get you going with your business, and let's get you, you know, up to the 25K level. And so thank you so much, Ron, for everything you've done for me and our team. I do appreciate that.
You're welcome. But, you know, I've got to give it back to Carlos because he is relentless in working with his team. And, you know, we've been teaching the team to go live and to get out there and to market and so forth. And he has just been so on top of it and helping everybody and training them and teaching them how to get past their fears and do things that they haven't done before. And we've seen from that and from his tireless efforts of working with the team that people that have never gone live before in their lives are getting out there, breaking through that fear and having some amazing success already. Leads coming in and Facebook Lives going out, and it's been an amazing few days.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. And, you know, we just got back from convention and the business that we're in together, you know, which we were at last weekend in Las Vegas. And it's just been amazing, you know, amazing, the transformation and seeing the people grow and just get past their fears. You know, so here's the thing, you know, probably sometime last year, I did a personality test, right? I went to, and this is an awesome website, so I highly recommend you guys go to this, you know, 16personalities.com, 16personalities.com. And I went to that website and I took a personality test, and it's actually free. So they've got an upgraded paid version, but you don't need to do that one. Just do the free one. I did the paid version, and, you know, what came back was that I'm a natural born encourager. And I've always known that. You know, so I come from the corporate world of things, right? Kind of, you know, spent 29 years in the corporate world, and it just really wasn't my thing. I just, you know, to me, it was just a paycheck. And maybe some of you feel like that, right? You know, you've just been working hard, working for your families, doing what you got to do to put food on the table and put your kids through school and, you know, hopefully save enough for retirement and not have to depend on the government, you know, so on and so forth. And if you're saving up for the 401k or whatever it is kind of saving plan that you're saving up for, hopefully, you know, there's no downturn in the economy that it doesn't take a big chunk out of your savings, you know, so that's always a big thing because I talk to seniors all the time. I talk to folks that are retired, and my heart just breaks for them, Ron. I mean, I look at, you know, they're barely living on Social Security, $800 a month, $850 a month. You know, at the highest I've ever heard is like $1,200 a month. I'm like, how are you living on that? Like, my goodness, you break my heart. And we want to change things for you. And I'm going to show you how to get off that struggle. Ron and I are going to show you how to get off that struggle, because here's the thing. we care about you. That's the thing. We care about you. We care about your future. We want you to change life. This is not about, hey, let's get you into our business, do whatever. This is not about that. All right. Even though we're in an awesome business and we love it, but we want to just help transform your life, whatever that may be, get you past your fears. Would you agree, Ron?
Absolutely. And, but, you know, just, you were talking about that website, 16personalities.com, and you are, you know, I have to believe that it's correct, because you are certainly the encourager, and I'm going to do mine over. It tells me I was the commander, but those are my old days. But we make a great pair, because our team and our community that we're creating is a community of servant hearts and servant leaders and people that aren't about the money. Yeah, the money's great and we can do more. And, you know, money only makes you more of what you already are. So if you're a good person and you're somebody that has the desire in life to help others, money allows you to do that in a lot bigger fashion. But even without that, we have the ability with the products that we have in our business, with the ability to create financial freedom for people, the ability to just take them to a new level in their lives and in their health and their financial situation. We have the ability to help others. And that you put that together with our personalities, with the team's personalities, and Carlos, we're making an incredible impact, and an impact that we didn't even realize that we were doing until we went to the convention and ran into people that were stopping us all along the way, all through the days we were there, thanking us and telling us, wow, you guys, you're making an impact. So we're helping people, and our team is making an impact. And I just love that. It makes my heart sing.
Yeah, it really does. And it just brings tears to my eyes sometimes. You know, you look at the people. So here we are at convention, and people are reaching out to you. You know, they're reaching out to me, they're reaching out to Ron, and they're like thanking us. You know, I'm like, you know, thank you so much for your videos. You inspire me so much. I'm like, wow, I'm so glad it inspires you, you know, and you do these things and you don't realize that people are watching. You know, people are watching and you're touching people. And it's just an amazing thing that, you know, it just shows me that we've got to get out of that comfort zone, right? People are struggling. People are struggling in this world. And I've come to understand why. You know, I was watching this amazing video, Ron. I was watching this amazing video by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Okay, and I didn't know this, and maybe you did, and a lot of people out there do. But our programming, okay, so 95% of our life, 95% of our life comes from 5% of our programming in our subconscious, and that subconscious happens within the first 7 years of our life. Okay, it's called Theta, and Theta is the creative side of us. So whatever happens in those first 7 years of your life, you know, so you think about the first 7 years, definitely family, right? If you're lucky enough to have a family and have someone call mom and dad, right? You're definitely your teachers, definitely society and siblings, you know, stuff like that. So those first 7 years of your life, it's so important, which is exactly, you know, things that you learn in books like, you know, from Robert Kiyosaki, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And so what happens is, if that programming is thrown off, right? And what are we taught? You know, obviously, yeah, you know, if we're lucky enough to have parents and good parents, right, that teach us about love and respect and loving others, and, you know, and trying to instill, you know, good things and quality value, you know, which are really biblical values, right? Are really biblical. And if you're fortunate enough to have that, you know, then you're going to grow up fine. But unfortunately, most of us aren't, you know. So, you know, even though our parents may have, you know, told us, you know, try to do good, oftentimes you're kind of told you're stupid and you're dumb and you're never going to make it, right? You know, just accept your limitations. You know, then you get to your teachers. You know, some of these teachers probably shouldn't even be teachers the way they teach, you know, instead of, you know, lifting up the kids and encouraging them, right, and pushing them to get out of their fears and push them past them, you know. So that development stage is so crucial. And you know, like, for example, the movie The Matrix, okay, also a movie with Keanu Reeves, you know, and Lawrence Fishburne. And, you know, that people think that Matrix movie is a science fiction. And it really isn't. If you look at it, it's actually a documentary, Okay? You know, and we're going to take you down a rabbit hole, right? You know, red pill, blue pill kind of thing. You know, we're going to take you down this rabbit hole. You're going to discover some things that are just downright scary. You're going to discover some truths, right? And the truth is that we're behind this system that has programmed us, right? If you look at what we teach our kids, okay, get good grades, which education is important, right? So get good grades. Don't make any mistakes. Okay, get good grades. Don't make any mistakes. Finish, you know, always finish, you know, at the top of your schooling as best as possible. Go to school, go through college, get your 4-year degree, okay? Come out of there and maybe hopefully even get your master's and go get a job. You know, and if you look at what happens nowadays, all these kids, I feel so bad for these young kids. They come out of there with such high hopes and oftentimes with kind of, you know, degrees that really aren't helping them advance in life, at least monetarily, right? So they got these degrees and they come out of there with a minimum. I just saw this stat the other day. The average student loan, okay, is about by the time they graduate, the average is about $40,000. That's the average. Okay, $40,000 in debt. Most of them are coming out of there with higher student loans than that. And then they get into a job, if they're lucky enough to get a job, barely paying $35,000, maybe $40,000 a year. You know, and after Uncle Sam, you know, takes his bite of the check, you know, what do you got left? You know, you're barely able to pay you definitely can't buy a house and start a family. You know, so they're behind the 8 ball. So what happens is, okay, so that subconscious mind, we've got to change that. And then, Dr. Bruce Smith, he talks about, you know, there's two things that you can do to change that. Okay, 2 things that you can do to change that. The first thing is, you gotta realize, you gotta try and focus on what is it that you're struggling with. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, okay, then guess what? You're gonna continue to struggle with that. Okay. The second thing, now this is super duper important. We gotta somehow reprogram. Okay, I hope you're getting this. You gotta get this. We gotta reprogram those first 7 years. That 5%. We got to reprogram that 5% that is causing 95% of our life. See, because that 5% is causing 95% of our life. Okay, so how do you reprogram that? There's just one way to reprogram that. It's called repetition. Repetition. Okay, so that's why when people wake up, right, and they're reading their I am statements in the morning. All right, they're reading them over and over. I am good. I am great. God loves me. People love me. Everything I touch is going to be successful. All these things, people may think it's stupidity. It's dumb. Like, oh, no, it's not. What you're doing when you get up and every morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, or even if it's just, you know, you kind of reciting them back to yourself, you know, in any, you know, wherever throughout the day, you're reprogramming your subconscious. And when you reprogram your subconscious, guess what? Eventually, over time, you're going to reprogram what you're living off of, that 95% of your life. Okay, you know, and it's just so amazing. And you know, like a couple of our mentors, you know, you look at, you know, the amazing Aaron Parker, you look at the amazing Robert Hollis and his awesome wife Terry. You know, so what do they teach us, right? They teach us, you know, we're reading one of these books, okay? And by the way, when you actually partner with us and you join us, you're going to get books like where's this at here? Oh, here we go. The Science of Getting Rich. Okay, books like The Science of Getting Rich. And The Science of Getting Rich, this was actually written by a guy named Wallace Wattles in 1910. So before Napoleon Hill wrote Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, okay, right?
Think and Grow Rich.
The Think and Grow Rich, that's the one, yeah. Before he wrote the Think and Grow Rich, he had to learn about the science of getting rich. And I had never heard of this book until we met Robert Hollis, okay? And see, the whole thing, this talks about that 5% consciousness. It talks about being creative instead of competitive. So that's why when people come and they join our team, there's no competition. There's no competition. We know that in order for Ron and I to grow, we've got to come from a heart of servant leadership, and we've got to lift up our team. And that's why we do what we do tirelessly, helping our team, because one, I'm a little selfish. It feels great. It feels great inside to help our team and watch someone that has never done, for example, a Facebook Live before, has just been terrified to step out into their greatness and they do that Facebook Live for the first time. And yes, they're super nervous and they're super scared and they think they didn't sound any good. But then all of a sudden, they're getting 2 or 3 people contacting them saying, oh my goodness, Linda. Oh my goodness, Cecilia. Oh my goodness, James. You know what? You just so inspired me so much. Oh my goodness, Lily. You know what? You inspired me so much. You know what? Your story just touched me. Right. And when that does, when you see that like that life transformed, that's it. You've lit a fire underneath them that cannot be quenched. And it's just so amazing. It's such a good feeling. You know, what do you think about that, Ron?
Well, I mean, you know, if you're listening to us for the first time, and probably not, but you'll hear a theme that goes through a lot of, if not all, of what we teach, and it's all summed up by one word: mindset. And your mindset is so very, very important in understanding the ability you have and what it takes to create a success mindset. And a success mindset is not something that most of us are born with because of exactly what Carlos was talking about. There's 7 years of pre-programming, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's there and it drives so much of what we do in our adult lives that we now have to learn how to reprogram all that and create this mindset of abundance that God has promised us, that we know where we should be getting. Another good book that, and I'm sure he's going to smile, but if you haven't read this book, The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino, you'll probably guess what that is. It's you and I. And God has created us and made us into his miracle, given us the ability to do so many amazing things. And when it comes down to it, it comes down to our mindset. And I encourage you to get that book and read chapter 9. It's called the God Memorandum, and he talks about it in there, reading it for 100 days, every day for 100 days. But it's basically just a memorandum from God to you, telling you how much of a miracle you are, right? How much of a miracle, Carlos, you are, and how much of a miracle, Ron, you are, and how much of a miracle the people on your team, and Lily and David and Tony and Dawn and Karen, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it's given us a passion to teach our team what it's like to be that miracle, what it's like to take a hold of that, what it's like to experience that abundance, and what it does in your heart when you see people that reach out to you. Going back to a quick story, when we were in Las Vegas, a gentleman, Todd, came up to me from behind and tapped me on the shoulder, and you know, I turned around and I recognized him from some training that we've done with Robert Hollis. And I didn't at first remember his name, but I looked at his badge, so I cheated a little bit. And his eyes were teary, and he said, Ron, I want to thank you. You just don't know the impact your lives and your training have had on me. I had no idea he was even watching them.
Amazing.
And we probably had 6 to 12 people come up to each of us at different times throughout the weekend and tell us stories like that. You know that what you're saying is not falling on deaf ears when that happens, but the greatest joy that we have is that we're able to present to others that they are this miracle and they should be enjoying this abundance. So Carlos, you know, what he is saying is so very true. It's all about our mindset. It's all about transforming our mind. There's so many scriptures that we could go through that talk about the renewing of our mind and the transformation of our minds and so forth, and how powerful it is. And that's what gets us excited. That's what gets us up in the morning. Yeah, we do. We spend a lot of hours right now, and we're gonna build this legacy of people that are servants and servant leaders and so forth. But right now, what drives our vision. It's our vision of what we want to do and who we want to help and how we want to help these people and the lives we want to change. And I'm so excited and honored to be working with this young man here. That it's just an amazing blessing. So.
No, thank you for that, Ryan. And it truly is, you know, and you never know whose life you're going to touch. And sometimes, you know what, here's the thing. Sometimes, Ron, it just takes one person believing in you.
Yeah.
It's that one person believing in you. So when you step out and you start doing those Facebook Lives and start reaching out to people, you know, and you lift that person up, just a word of encouragement for that person, you know, you could have changed that person's life. I mean, you hear people like Les Brown, you know, I was just, you know, same things. He had that one person believe in him, you know, and everybody sees that emotional story that you know, he talks about, you see going on Facebook, you know, but there was this one guy, his name was Mark, okay? And now Mark, you know, he kind of, you know, chose some bad friends to be with, and this is in his high school years, okay? And he was hanging out, and you know, his mom was a single mom, just loved him to pieces, you know, just loved him. Even though he was on a bad path, so he was hanging out, coming home, drinking and getting high and stuff like that. And he would get home at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Now here's a 16-year-old kid, or whatever age he was at the time, and he would get home, and his friends would drop him off, and he's stoned and drunk and everything else like that. And he'd see that the light was on in his house still. And his friends like, oh, you know, hey, Mark, man, you know, your mom's still up, dude. They're like, oh, man, you know, what in the world? So he would get home. His mom would never, ever go to sleep until her son was home safely. At least she knew he was alive, okay? And so he got home, and all his mom wanted to do was talk to him. She's like, hi, son, how are you? How was your day? I haven't seen you all day. Oh, Mom, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. And so he would rush upstairs to his bedroom, you know, son, I just want to talk to you. I haven't seen you all day. So this went on for years. And eventually, you know, because he was kind of a big guy. And eventually, he became like a pretty famous wrestler, you know, a pretty famous wrestler. And he was kind of traveling. He signed up in age, and he was traveling the world and stuff like that, you know, and he just became all about success, but it was the kind of success that it was all about him. All right. It was all about him. And all he wanted to do was just achieve success, no matter who he stepped on. It wasn't about lifting up other people. It was about who he stepped on. And he just wanted, and this is his story that he told on his own. And he would just get there. And he was on a tour in Hiroshima, Japan. And he got an emergency call. And, you know, his agent told him, oh, you know, Mark, you know what? You got an emergency call. You got to call back home right away. And so he ended up calling, and his mom had died unexpectedly. And so he rushes home, and he got home in time for the funeral. And he sees his mom dressed in all white in her coffin. And he drops to his knees, and he just starts crying. Mom, I'm so sorry that I was such a bad son. Mom, I love you. Please come back. I know all you wanted to do was talk to me. And it just crushed him. But he hung on to the fact that one person believed in him. That one person, his mom, was the only person that ever believed in him. And that's what kept him going. And then he went on to change his life. And stopped living for himself and started living for others. Because that's ultimately the life, when you start living for other people and helping others and serving others. Because it's not until you do that you just haven't lived, you know. So that's what's so beautiful about our team that we have here, right? You're going to come here, you're going to be embraced, you're going to be loved, okay? You're going to be supported and help you success. If you're tired of struggling, right? You're just tired of living check to check to check. I know what that's like. Okay. If you're ready to move on and you're ready to get past that struggle, reach out to us. We will help you. We'll push you. We encourage you. You're going to come here. You're going to work. All right. You're going to work. We're going to help you push your fears and face your fears, whatever those fears may be. But in the end, you're going to reach the rainbow. You're going to reach the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey. And you're going to look back and you're going to be so happy that you did. So now guess what that's going to do? That's going to plant a seed inside of you. And you are going to start serving others and helping others. Because until you get to that point, you will never reach your greatness. Because greatness is never achieved by stepping on others. Greatness is achieved by lifting up others. You know, so you look at what all our people do. We all do the same thing. We lift each other up. There are no boundaries here. There are no boundaries, okay? There are no borders. You know, we get people on our team that are not even, we're not directly, like, we're not going to, like, no, not one way or the other are we going to be affected by it. We don't get compensated for it. But they, you know what? We help them. You know why we help them? Because they asked for our help. They asked for our help, and that is why we help them. And that's what you're going to get here. Just come here, join us in this new journey that we are on. Okay, because we are here to go to the top, but we want to take you with us. So if you got value from this, and if you're looking for more tips on how to succeed in life, message me. All right, comment below, say, Carlos, I am ready to change my life. I am ready to get off this struggle bus, this struggle in my life. And I promise you that we will help you. You just have to say, please help me. And we're there for you.
Amen.
Amen. Anything else? Any words? Anything else you want to close, Ron?
No, I think you said it all. One of the things that over the past 40 years of being in and out of network marketing, that I heard more than anything, more times than not, why people left and quit their business, it was because they didn't have support. They didn't have support from their upline, from the team, from the company, whatever it was. Just about every single time it was, we didn't have support. Just like Carlos said, you're not going to find that here. Part of our motto is like the military. It's no rep left behind, no paid affiliate left behind, no customer left behind. We will do anything and everything we can to help you out, but even more so, show you how to help yourself out. Show you how to become the person we know you can be. If nobody has given you permission today, Carlos and I would love to give you permission to be successful, give you permission to succeed and to be great. And I'll leave you with that.
Amen. Amen. Well, you heard it from the master himself, Ron Deering. So thank you for taking the time to listen to us. We love you. We love you very much. You'll be embraced here. You'll be supported. You will not be judged. That's the thing. People don't go to places because they get criticized, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, right? The rule number one, don't condemn, don't criticize. And I forget what the other one is. It's another one, but don't condemn, don't criticize, and don't judge, basically. You're not going to be judged here, but you will be pushed. You will be pushed to your limits because we see the greatness in you. And as Ron said, we know you're a miracle. We just have to get you back to believing that you are a miracle. And that's why you're going to get pushed to get past your fears. So if you're ready for growth, and you're ready for change in your life, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to help you. You're going to get a lot of love and support here. All right. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Comment below, and I promise you we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night with your families. God bless you, and we love you. Bye for now.
God bless you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.